ask for donations on your YouTube page?
Okay, let me answer your first question. Or let me get a better understanding so I can make sure and answer you properly. When you say that I down people, what's your definition of downing people? Like, what specifically do I say that I down people for?
What you Well, you just be always having something to say about that, like about GoFundMe and like people asking for donations and stuff. Like I understand, like people should have life insurance. Like I have life insurance for myself and my kids.
May I,
Like
may
I
I,
get that, but
may I ask you a
maybe
question?
somebody else just
Hold on. May I ask you a question? Why do you like for you
sure.
personally? Why do you have life insurance? Why?
To help pay for burial costs and things like that. If anything happens, make sure my children are taken care of and things like that.
Like, how do you feel
Okay,
about that?
so
Because you know that we all are born, we all will live, and at some point we all will pass away. Like, does it give you a sense of relief to know that if the inevitable happens, or when the inevitable happens, that it won't be a burden to your family members?
yeah, sure. But okay, so listen, I understand that, but everybody's not able. And I'm not even trying to go back and forth with you and argue with you about this. I just had a question. You could have answered the question and moved on. Like, I just want to know, like, because it's just kind of weird how like you ask for donations, but you be like on people's head about donating and asking for donating for burial costs. Like
Have you
it's
ever
just
seen
like
me ask for
weird to me.
donations?
Well, don't you have like a donation link like right there?
Yes, ma'am. But here's the difference though, because I'm a big person with words, and that's why I think I wanted to talk to you so that way I can make sure that we get some clarity as far as if I'm doing something, I want to make sure that I'm doing exactly what I say I'm doing. So what you're saying is that I've asked. You specifically said I ask for donations, and I'm asking you, have I ever asked for donations on air? Ever?
I don't know. I don't watch you enough to know if you do that. If you don't do that, then okay, that's cool.
Okay, and I feel you. And look, and I'm gonna tell you this: it takes a lot of courage to be able to come on here. So even if this is your first time, this is our first
Not
time
really.
talking. So I can appreciate you at least being woman enough to come on here and be like, you know what, Jay asked me to come on. I'm gonna come on and speak my thoughts. So I appreciate that. So let me say
It was a
this:
question though.
I feel you.
It was just a
Here's
question.
the answer to your question. Since day one, I have never asked for any donations. When I first started this, people actually asked me, is there a way that we can contribute to support you? From that day, I said, you know what? I made my PayPal link available. And I said, if you want to, here's the link. It's always there in every video. I don't even bring it up actually. So here's what happens. What I'll do is I will start a stream. I've already done the information, put everything up, and boom, it shows that the show is about to start in like 1 hour. I will look at my phone and people have already sent something when I didn't even say a word. So one would have to also wonder, why are people doing it? I think that's what people are more interested in. Not, am I asking, because I'm not. I think more people are curious as to why people contribute. And that's why I always tell people, if they want to, and you could ask them in the chat, like, why do they donate? Because it's different people that do it. But I think more than anything, people support a message that I've been putting out here for almost the past 4 years. And it's just like with anything. If you want something to grow, you put your money into it. Would you agree?
Uh huh.
Yeah, I mean, really with anything. It's just
Okay,
like,
so here's my question. Like, how do you feel about people donating to like the kids in Africa, like to eat? Like, do you feel like that's wrong? Like, do you feel like those Africans need to get up off their ass and go get a job or something? Like,
I don't have any problem with that. But here's what I have a problem with. I have a problem with people taking advantage of good people. Do you understand what I'm saying? With good
but
people.
how is that
Let me
taking advantage of a good person if they just didn't have life insurance and they just
well,
needed
hold
some help
on.
burying
Hold
their
on.
people?
Hold on. Let me explain the first part. Let me explain the first part. When you're asking about the Africa thing, I have no problem. As a matter of fact, like I've gone out and helped the homeless and stuff like that. I do stuff like that, and I actually have a couple of times that I plan to do that throughout this year myself. But when it comes to helping people in Africa, here's the problem. Have you ever heard of a program called Feed the Children?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why they were shut down?
No, I didn't haven't like read into that or anything.
because they were basically taking everything and pocketing the money, and they didn't help the children at all. Would you see that as a problem?
Okay. Okay, so what you have a problem with is the actual GoFundMe page because they take a percentage. That's what you have a problem with?
No, 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 not at all. Look, and that's my thing. I don't have a problem with them doing that at all. What I'm saying, when I talk about them taking a percentage, I said when people talk about, well, y'all are benefiting off the children, everybody benefits off the children. Everybody does. Everybody does. The news does, the media does, the coroner does, the judges do, the police do, investigators do, GoFundMe does, everybody does. Thank you. Somebody said misappropriation of funds. That's what I have a problem with. So here's my thing with the GoFundMe, and it's really not even a big thing. I'm just more or less putting out an idea that I'm saying, let's not use crowdfunding to supplement for life insurance, because it's not even that expensive to get life insurance, especially if people are able to utilize a service like Gerber Life. I actually proved to people, and I think you could get life insurance on a child for like what, $1 or $2 a month? I'm like, if we can't afford that, I'm like, where are we going in this world? But people still do it. There have been plenty of times when people have put up a GoFundMe and we've actually said, we'll go donate. We feel like maybe this one's worthy. It's just my personal opinion. Does that make sense?
Okay, I'm about to go. You go ahead and carry on with your show, though. I got things going on over here.
Okay, well, I hope that makes sense.
I didn't want to take too much of your time anyway.
No, you're good. Thank you for calling in.
No problem. Have
Okay. All right, let me bring in, let me take down the screen real quick just in case.